At 69, Mr. Bean finally reveals what we've suspected all along.
And he came up to me after a while and he said, "Excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean?"
The quirky, lovable character has always found joy in life's odd moments, winning hearts with his innocent mischief. His silent humor and clever physical comedy have made him a beloved figure worldwide. But is there something more behind those funny faces and silent stares? Let us uncover the sad truth behind the man who made the world laugh that will make you burst in tears. The birth of Mr. Bean's comedy. Mr. Bean, a character well known for his lack of speech but filled with comedic behavior, was born from the creativity of Rowan Atkinson during his time at the Queen's College in Oxford. While Atkinson was studying for his master's in electrical engineering, he was also brewing up one of the most memorable characters in the comedy world. His first steps into the comedy scene started with gigs at the Oxford Review. However, it was during a moment alone with a mirror that Mr. Bean started to take shape. Atkinson experimented with various facial expressions and found fun in the simplicity of these gestures. This simple experiment was the foundation for Mr. Bean, who is recognized for his minimal words but maximum expression. In a 1979 special for ITV called Canned Laughter, Atkinson played a character named Robert Box, whose antics previewed those later seen in the 1997 Mr. Bean film. The name Mr. Bean came about only after the first episode had been filmed, with earlier considerations for the character's name being vegetable-themed like Mr. Cauliflower. Atkinson was inspired by Monsieur Hulot, a character by French comedian Jacques Tati, and also by Peter Sellers, who portrayed similar bumbling characters such as Hrundi Bakshi in The Party, 1968, and Inspector Clouseau in The Pink Panther series. Atkinson was impressed by how these actors could make people laugh through actions alone, without needing words. This inspiration led him to craft a character that excelled in visual jokes, awkward interactions, and clever ways to handle everyday problems. Mr. Bean was imagined as a character with a childlike innocence, but in an adult body, managing life with a mix of innocence and mischief. His comedy style was reminiscent of the silent film era, relying heavily on slapstick and vivid facial expressions to communicate. This approach not only broke language barriers, making Mr. Bean relatable across the globe, but also ensured the show could be internationally distributed without having to change the dialogue. As Mr. Bean evolved, he brought back to life a comedic style from the early 20th century, making it relevant again for modern audiences. His humor often sprang from ordinary situations, turning regular tasks into comical adventures, blending awkwardness and amusement for viewers. Mr. Bean's impact goes beyond just being on TV. He influences various facets of comedy and entertainment. His ability to convey complex comedic ideas without speaking has made him a central figure in comedy workshops and film studies, highlighting the strength of nonverbal communication in storytelling. Delving deeper into his story, it's clear that Mr. Bean's mix of naivety and chaos has not only entertained, but also changed comedic styles. From a simple university sketch to an international TV star, Mr. Bean has captured the hearts of millions with his unique comedy. After finishing university, Atkinson starred in the pilot Canned Laughter for London Weekend Television in 1979, and his popularity surged after his appearance at the Third Secret Policeman's Ball, televised by the BBC. He was then featured in sketches with various famous artists, including Elton John, John Cleese, and Kate Bush. Atkinson's major breakthrough was on the BBC's Not the 9 O'Clock News, a show managed by his friend John Lloyd. His work with other sketch artists led him to play the lead in the BBC's historical comedy, Blackadder, set in medieval times. His role as the dim-witted yet endearing Edmund Blackadder resonated with audiences and ranked him third in a 2001 Channel 4 poll of the greatest TV characters, just behind Homer Simpson and Basil Fawlty. When Mr. Bean hit TV screens in 1990, it offered a fresh mix of humor and simplicity, quickly endearing it to a global audience. Over its 5-year span, Mr. Bean delighted viewers with 15 episodes full of visual humor, proving that laughter is a universal language. The show began with Mr. Bean, where he goes about a day of exams, sunbathing, and church visits. This first episode set the tone, highlighting Mr. Bean's inventive but ridiculous solutions to daily challenges. A memorable scene includes his sneaky attempt to cheat during an exam, leading to a comically tense situation. Now that we know how it all started, let's see how Mr. Bean's funniest TV moments brought him to life. Mr. Bean's funniest moments. In The Trouble with Mr. Bean, he manages his morning routine while driving, turning a simple drive into a full-blown comedic show, including an unforgettable dentist scene where he mistakenly numbs his own leg. In Mr. Bean in Room 426, the laughs continue as Bean navigates his stay at a hotel, sneaking food and causing mayhem at a seafood buffet. Another iconic episode, Mind the Baby Mr. Bean, shows his hilarious attempts at babysitting at a fair, using a balloon to entertain the baby, all the while highlighting his charmingly clueless nature. In the final episode titled The Best Bits of Mr. Bean, the beloved TV series wrapped up with a heartfelt celebration of its most memorable moments, giving fans a nostalgic look back at the scenes that made Mr. Bean a household name across the globe. This nostalgic recap not only allowed viewers to relive their favorite antics, but also reinforced Mr. Bean's role as an enduring figure in the world of comedy. Each episode of the series didn't just bring laughs, it left a significant mark on the world of television comedy, proving that visual jokes can be just as powerful as spoken lines. Rowan Atkinson's depiction of Mr. Bean captures a comically naive persona, tackling everyday tasks with his own quirky and inventive methods. Living solo in his flat at 12 Arbor Road, Highbury, he's almost always seen in his distinctive tweed jacket and red tie, along with a quirky digital watch. Mr. Bean rarely speaks, and when he does utter something, it's often just a few softly spoken words. In his first film, his passport entry under first name intriguingly reads Mr., leaving his full name and profession up in the air. Known simply as Bean to those he meets, his day job involves being a guard at London's prestigious National Gallery. Often seeming to be confused by everyday life's basics, the show features Mr. Bean grappling with what seem like straightforward activities: swimming, setting up a TV, or even painting a room. The humor in the series often springs from his unusual and sometimes hilarious solutions to these challenges, his disregard for conventional ways when solving them, and his small but funny acts of selfishness. In a memorable scene from the series' second episode, Mr. Bean is shown descending from the heavens in a beam of light while a choir sings about him, adding a grandeur to his otherwise ordinary character. Initially presented in black and white, this depiction was meant to highlight his transformation from an average Joe to a celebrity. In later episodes, he is shown coming down into an empty London street at night with the iconic St. Paul's Cathedral in the background. Episodes 3 and 6 end with him being taken back up into the sky, adding to his quirky, otherworldly persona. Atkinson himself hints at Mr. Bean having an almost alien-like quality. This alien-like trait is played up in an episode of Mr. Bean the Animated Series, titled Double Trouble, where he encounters extraterrestrial beings that look just like him, complete with their own teddy bears. In a nod to the series' original opening, they send him back to Earth in a beam of light, accompanied by music, leaving viewers to wonder about his true origins. Mr. Bean's on-off girlfriend, Irma Gobb, features prominently in a few episodes. Described as the girlfriend in episodes like The Curse of Mr. Bean and Mr. Bean Goes to Town, Bean's interaction with her is somewhat casual and platonic, though he shows a touch of jealousy when she dances with another man. In the Christmas episode, she expects a proposal from Bean, but his failure to do so leads her to leave him, though she reappears in the animated series. Her full identity as Irma Gobb, a local librarian, is revealed in Mr. Bean's diary. Teddy, Mr. Bean's ever-present stuffed bear, might look simple with its button eyes and sausage-shaped limbs, but it often ends up in the thick of Bean's schemes. Treated almost like a living companion by Mr. Bean, Teddy is involved in all his daily activities, from acting as a makeshift paintbrush to getting shrunk in the laundry. In one episode, Teddy even helps Mr. Bean win a pet show, showcasing its unexpected versatility. As Mr. Bean's story goes on, his humor spreads far and wide, crossing borders and making everyone laugh. The Adventures of Mr. Bean's Mini Cooper. Mr. Bean's iconic, bright green Mini Cooper is central to many of his adventures. Whether he's getting dressed in it, driving from an armchair on the roof, or trying to sneak out of a parking lot without paying, the car is almost as much a character as Bean himself. The car's initial appearance was in an orange version that met a tragic fate off-screen, but it was later replaced by the well-known green model. Bean's unconventional approach to car security, using a padlock and removing the steering wheel to thwart thieves, adds a humorous touch to his various escapades. In a particularly memorable episode, his car gets crushed by a tank, yet it strangely returns in later episodes, continuing its role in his humorous misadventures. Mr. Bean often comes off as a bit like a big kid, making messes and often acting up in a way that makes people shake their heads. He's usually only thinking about himself, even though sometimes he's nice to women around him. But when it comes to his girlfriend, he doesn't really show that he cares all that much, as you can see from many episodes, whether they're the ones you watch on TV or the cartoon ones. He likes to pretend his stuffed bear, Teddy, is real, but he doesn't always treat Teddy that great, except for a few sweet moments here and there. He's not big on getting too cozy with anyone, especially Irma. When she tries to give him a kiss, he's not having it and usually ends up wiping his face off. But even with all his quirks, Mr. Bean is the star of his own show. He's a bit slow to catch on at times, but can be surprisingly smart when you least expect it. His selfish side comes with a sort of charm that makes you like him, even when he's being weird. He approaches daily life in the most unusual ways, often getting into funny situations because he's so competitive and self-absorbed. Yet everyone knows him for being funny and clever, and even though he barely talks, just mumbling stuff in a funny low voice, he sometimes shows a softer side that makes you see he's more than just his antics. Mr. Bean has fans all over the globe, not just in the UK where he first showed up. The show really took off fast, breaking through the language and cultural barriers that usually keep shows within their own countries. Because Mr. Bean's all about the action and less about the talk, people from anywhere can get the jokes, which is why the show got around to over 245 places around the world. This type of humor, where it's all about what you see rather than what you hear, makes it super easy for anyone, no matter what language they speak, to get into it. That's why Mr. Bean didn't have much trouble with translations, which is a big problem for a lot of other shows. The influence of Mr. Bean is huge, touching all kinds of media and places around the world. The show's grabbed a bunch of awards, like the Golden Rose, which is a big deal. Rowan Atkinson, the guy who plays Mr. Bean, has really made a mark with this character, earning him lots of praise and making him a well-known face in comedy. The character's so popular that there's all sorts of stuff out there, from cartoons to books, showing just how much people love him. He's even in ads and promotional stuff, really weaving him into the fabric of pop culture. Beyond just TV, Mr. Bean's become a symbol that's studied and loved, popping up everywhere from academic talks to memes online, proving he's got a lasting place in our cultural chat. Mr. Bean's even shown up at big events, like the 2012 Olympics in London, where he totally stole the show and reminded everyone just how much they loved his humor. This kind of appearance just proves his global appeal and how he's managed to stay relevant and loved by audiences everywhere. When Mr. Bean first hit the screens, it was a hit, bagging the Golden Rose and a couple more awards right off the bat at the Rose d'Or Festival in Montreux back in '91. Over in the UK, one of the episodes, The Curse of Mr. Bean, got a bunch of BAFTA nods for being so good. Atkinson himself was up for some big awards too, showing just how much people appreciated his performance. Just when you think Mr. Bean has done it all, his adventures continue in movies and cartoons, showing that people still love him. Mr. Bean's big movie moments. From there, Mr. Bean didn't just stay on TV. He jumped into movies and cartoons, spreading his unique kind of humor even further and showing he wasn't just a one-trick pony. His first big movie, Bean, had him out in LA pretending to be an art expert, which, as you can imagine, led to a whole bunch of funny mix-ups and messes. Despite what the critics said, people loved it, and it made a killing at the box office, over $250 million worldwide, cementing Mr. Bean as a true global star. In 2007, the movie Mr. Bean's Holiday hit the big screens, capturing Mr. Bean's wild ride through France as he headed to the Cannes Film Festival. Staying true to his character, Mr. Bean's supposed relaxing trip quickly turned into a series of laughable blunders. He accidentally caused a young boy to lose track of his dad and ended up stealing the show at the high-profile film festival. This film was well received because it revisited the core aspects that people loved about Mr. Bean, mainly his reliance on physical comedy over dialogue, which resonated with audiences globally. While his movies continued to entertain, Mr. Bean also ventured into the world of animation. The show, Mr. Bean, the animated series, launched in 2002, giving life to new adventures that couldn't be done in a live-action setting. This series kept the essence of Mr. Bean intact, focusing on exaggerated situations and minimal speaking, which appealed to both new young fans and those who had enjoyed the original series. It was well received and continued to add new episodes, proving that Mr. Bean's charm was as strong as ever. Mr. Bean's foray into both films and animation not only maintained his relevance in the entertainment industry, but also introduced him to a new generation of fans. His ability to induce laughter with little to no dialogue continues to resonate with audiences worldwide, demonstrating that true comedy knows no borders. Through a combination of traditional and digital media, Mr. Bean remains a beloved figure in popular culture, continuously enchanting viewers with his hilarious antics and awkward charm. His ongoing evolution across various media platforms underscores his lasting appeal, ensuring that he remains a cherished character for audiences of all ages, from different cultures and speaking different languages. As we stepped into the new millennium, Mr. Bean's popularity did not wane. It grew and adapted, finding new ways to captivate a global audience. A standout moment of his enduring appeal was his role in the 2012 London Olympics opening ceremony, an event watched by millions around the world. Mr. Bean's comedic flair was on full display during his segment with the orchestra playing Chariots of Fire. His comedic handling of a single piano note and his imaginative sprint along the beach perfectly captured his unique humor, reigniting the affection of viewers worldwide. Beyond his memorable appearances, Mr. Bean remained active through various other channels. His involvement in numerous advertising campaigns shows just how effective his comedic style is in capturing attention, from promoting credit cards to public service announcements. The continuous airing of old episodes and films, along with the introduction of new episodes in the animated series, keeps him relevant in the ever-changing media landscape. His adaptability and timeless humor consistently resonate with audiences, proving that his character can remain pertinent and beloved no matter how much the entertainment world evolves. The triumph of Mr. Bean can largely be attributed to Atkinson's mastery of physical comedy and his ability to create lasting and recognizable characters. The series also tapped into a distinct style of British humor that had already found favor at home and abroad. British comedy, known for its dry wit, irony, and satire, often uses social commentary to produce humor that is both thought-provoking and hilarious. Atkinson's prowess in physical comedy and his skill in developing unforgettable characters have earned him international acclaim. His comedy career extends beyond Mr. Bean, with notable performances in shows like Blackadder and The Thin Blue Line, which also showcase the sharp, clever humor characteristic of British comedy. Could Mr. Bean's true identity in the story be more complex than just a beloved comedic character? Or is there a hidden side to him that we've never seen? What do you think? Innocent fun or something deeper? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.